Hey everybody, this is Carla, and I'm back with another encouraging word. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about how the Lord has built my trust over the years. And everybody knows, or if you don't know, if you're new to my channel, my life verse is Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. That's where I get faithful follower 3, 5, 6 from. So trust in the Lord with all your heart. That's how the verses start. That's what I stand on all the time. So I always talk about my son because he had so many health problems, and he literally is a miracle. He was not supposed to live, and yet he is. But because of what the Lord did in that situation, I was able to trust him when I decided I was going to get pregnant again. I wanted a second child. I had friends and family members tell me, you should not do that. You need to just be happy with the child that lived, and you should not tempt fate. And you really shouldn't do that. But because of what the Lord did, come on somebody, I was not afraid to get pregnant. Even when I went into labor 12 weeks early, which is even earlier than my son was born, I was not afraid. I knew that my child was going to be okay. I got to the hospital. They stopped the labor. I spent 6 weeks on bed rest, and she still came 6 weeks early. But when she got here, she only spent 6 weeks in neonatal intensive care, not 6 months like my son. She had absolutely no problems with her lungs, no problems with her heart. She just didn't want to eat as quickly and as much as they wanted her to eat. But she was perfect in every way. She was like this gift from God because I had endured so much. He gave me this beautiful little girl. She looked just like an angel. And I used to tell people she was my angel on earth. She had the most beautiful face and a head full of hair. In fact, she had so much hair, the nurses put a bow in her hair before I even got to go in and see her. She was just this perfect little baby. She never really cried. She slept all night. I had to wake her up to feed her. But I trusted the Lord because of what He had done before. You see, He'll put us in extreme situations to help build our trust. But we have to look at what He's done already, because that's His character. That's who He is. He's faithful and trustworthy and loving, and He's there through everything. That's who He is. We have to know that in our hearts, and He will put us in extreme situations to build our trust. It took that one situation to start building my trust for almost 40 years ago now. And every time I went through a situation, I was able to look back on what He had already done. So I knew, and I know now, that when I get in a situation, that He's in control, and He's sovereign, and He's almighty, and He's going to handle it. I know that I can trust Him. So I want to encourage someone today, if you're going through a situation, and you're just afraid, okay? It happens. We get afraid, we get nervous, we get anxious, but we're not supposed to be anxious for nothing. In all things, be prayerful and thankful. But when that happens and you get in a situation, what if you had a bad diagnosis or somebody in your family does? You should know that you can trust the Lord. Just trust Him. Step out on faith and trust and believe that He's going to handle it in His will. He may not handle it the way you think He's going to, because some situations for me, He did not, but He still handled them. And He handled them in a better way than what I had even asked for. So today, let the Lord build your trust and your faith in Him. Step out on faith and just believe. Believe that all things are possible with God. Today and every day, be encouraged. Bless others. Hold on to hope. Believe in God's promises and trust in the Lord always.